Rafael Mariano Grossi, Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, will visit Kyiv on February 4th to hold a high-level meeting on preventing nuclear accidents during war. The agency serves, or at least should serve, as the nuclear safety watchdog for the United Nations. The agency has had a rotating mission at the Russian-occupied Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant since September 2022. This visit particularly marks Grossi's 11th mission to Ukraine since the launch of Russia's full-scale invasion, as the agency kindly informed us in its statement just yesterday.
As long as this horrific war continues, the IAEA will remain present and stay active, focused on doing everything we can to support nuclear safety and security in extremely challenging circumstances. As the overall situation is still precarious and fragile, our work there remains essential. Rafael Grossi, International Atomic Energy Agency Director General.
Essential. I'm not so sure about that, but ain't that sweet talking by Rafael Grossi anyway, right? Horrific war is not the full title, however. It is a horrific war for Russian aggression against the international rule of law. But when I listen to these words of Mr. Grossi, when I see him visiting ZNPP in his fine Italian suit and blue peacemaking flag jacket, I somehow tend to calm down. I come down and I forget that apart from talking and walking, Mr. Grossi and his agency just can't do anything about the terrorists that invaded Ukrainian nuclear power station. Russians plant mines all around the ZNPP, and the world is like, oh my God, this is bad, but the weather also gets bad sometimes, and then it improves one day all of a sudden, so let's just wait for that day. And meanwhile, we send Grossi there. He knows how to calm us down. And he does. And we all calm down and we all just forget the fact. Ukraine heavily relies on nuclear power for more than half of its energy production, which is increasingly in demand as Russians keep on pummeling Ukraine's energy infrastructure. While the Atomic Agency sends teams of experts to monitor ZNPP militarily occupied by Russians. And also, agency monitors other nuclear facilities, of course, in Ukraine amidst Russia's large-scale attacks on the country's power grid. In addition to the occupied Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant, monitors are currently based at the Khmelnytsky, Rivne, South Ukraine, and Chernobyl nuclear plants. Here is the result of agency's work. I quote it for you. The agency has warned that military activity near the sites, particularly in Zaporizhzhia, increases the risk of nuclear disaster. Full stop. Wow. Thank you so very much, Agency Obvious. According to the agency's report on January 30th, a power line at the South Ukraine nuclear power plant was disconnected on January 29th due to, I quote again, unspecified military activity. Stop. But all is good. Grossi is coming soon to calm the nuclear power station and us as a society down a little bit. At the Russian-occupied Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, the agency teams reported daily explosions, but no damage to the plant itself. Daily explosions on a nuclear power plant. But all is good. We're all okay. Not to worry. The station is fine. We're all fine. Just some explosions on a nuclear power plant. I mean, are we really hearing this kind of stuff? Rubbish and nonsense, that is what it is. All these reports in gibberish, all this smoothly curved language like unspecified military activity. Ain't that lovely? It seems to me that Mr. Grossi plays that old preset Microsoft Minesweeper game here, remember? Only in Ukraine, and with Ukrainian lives and Russian mines planted on the biggest nuclear power station in Europe, just by the way, which makes it the bomb. I hate to break it to you like that, but the agency in general, Mr. Grossi in particular, but that thing, these mines, is that it is not the question of if it explodes. It is only a question of when. And when it explodes right in the heart of Europe due to unspecified military activity, it is surely a relief to have someone as good looking as Rafael Grossi informing us about a catastrophe in a perfectly crafted Italian style anti radiation suit. Bellissimo.